जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी. Prabhuji is coming.
The harmonium is slightly mild, but keep continuing. Can you just play harmonium?
Okay.
It's slightly cutting off the audio.
It's cutting off, right, Prabhuji?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, Prabhuji. I
It's
can
not.
then sing
No,
regular.
but try, Mataji. It is good.
जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी. जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी. जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी. जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी. जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी. जय जशोदा नंदन ब्रज जान रंजना. जमुना तीरवनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद. जय गुरुदेव जय गुरुदेव जय गुरुदेव जय गुरु. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, back to Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Very nice, Mataji. But for some reason, at least for me, the audio was slightly cutting off. It was not very smooth. When you speak, it is good. But when you did with the harmonium,
yeah, okay. So only like with instrument, it's not working.
I mean, working meaning the audio. Yeah, audio was not that.
Or audio is cutting off, Prabhuji. The whole audio, right? Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Sorry, Prabhuji. I took that.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So, devotees, let us get into Mangalacharan. Raghu Prabhu, you want to try?
Yes, I can do that. Thank you. Om Ajnanatimrandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunamitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utpalkamlam Shri Gurun Vaishnavascha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam tam sajivam sadvaitam savadutam parijana saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakan Vitam Cha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpada Rupyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktarinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Very nice. Very well. So, devotees, we are in the final chapter. The chapter is titled Conclusion, the Perfection of Renunciation. So, Krishna is the past few verses. This chapter has got many, it's considered as the synopsis of all the previous chapters. But the first few verses until now, even now, today we are going to read 18:17. Still, Krishna is talking about renunciation. This is about how, when can one renounce, number one, and what can be renounced, like tyaga and sannyasa. So that was the question raised by Arjuna. What is the renunciation as per sannyasa? What is the renunciation as per tyaga? So Krishna is talking more about on the renunciation. When somebody works in a completely renunciation, there is no karma at all. They are already in a much highly elevated spiritual platform. So that needs a complete selfless attitude. So here Krishna is going to continue, but before then, let us briefly analyze what Krishna said in the past 3-4 verses. Krishna is saying, you should never claim the doership. Don't claim ownership of whatever you are doing. That's the main problem. What is it called? It's called ahankara. Unfortunately, all of us, we get into that mode because it needs a perfect knowledge. Perfect. That's why Krishna is talking about, in this particular verse, is going to talk about ahankara, meaning how one has to, first of all, in the first few chapters, Arjuna is still talking in an attached manner. He is selfless. Arjuna is selfless because he's saying, Krishna, let me not fight, because if I fight, there will be a lot of killing, that family will be affected, the society will be disrupted, families will lose the women will lose their husband, children will lose their father. I don't want to be cause for that. So on the outset, it looks very appealing. This is a very highly elevated person. He's saying that I don't want to fight. Fighting is normally considered as a rajasic and tamasic quality. But Krishna is saying you fight. That's the beauty of Bhagavad Gita. Because this fight is not an ordinary fight. And that's why Krishna is saying you have to act without the ownership. Like, for example, let us say there is a prison and somebody has done a very extreme criminal activity. They have killed somebody, they have murdered so many people, and the judge has said that this person has to be hanged to death. That is the ultimate verdict. So he's not going to hang the prisoner. Somebody is going to do it. There will be a staff who is given that particular work, that on a particular morning, this prisoner has to be death penalty. He will be hanged to death. So that person who is doing that job, he has got no attachment or detachment. He's just carrying the instruction of the superior authority. Who is the superior authority in that case? The judge, the jailer. Here in this particular case right now, who is the supreme authority? Krishna. Why is Krishna saying you have to fight? Because the adharma has happened, and like if the justice is that the criminal should be eliminated, you have to do that. How you do that? Without any attachment to that. There can be many, many examples like that. How one has to work without attachment. Another thing that comes to my mind is, like, say, there is a teller in a bank. Nowadays, it has reduced a lot. Nobody goes to bank to withdraw cash from the teller. Everything is electronic nowadays. But even in the recent past, 5 years, 10 years ago, a lot of people used to go to the bank, and the teller has got no attachment or detachment for the withdrawal. Somebody would go there, they would say, I need $10,000 to be withdrawn. They'll immediately count the cash, give it to him. They are just doing the duty. Now the person who got the money, he can go, he can lose the money, he can gamble the money, so many things can happen. But the teller is not responsible for that. Why? The teller just did his or her job, is to give them the cash or deposit the cash, either way. So, devotees, any other thing you can think of how one can act in a very, just for the sake of duty? One example, then we'll talk about what Krishna said in the past 3-4 verses. Why Krishna is saying you are not the doer. We'll briefly discuss about that, then we'll get into 1817. Let's take one comment. If you want to share something that is very practical, that applicable to us.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Mailman Prabhuji, he just delivers the mail.
Perfect, Prabhu. Absolutely. Yeah. Mailman. Mailman can bring a check of several $1,000s. Or he can bring a very bad news also. In those days, let's say 30, 40 years ago, in India especially, people were scared about, there is something called a telegram. Telegram used to be supposedly a faster way of communication, not a letter. It will be only like 2-3 sentences. So in those days, telegram means somebody has passed away. That was because, there is otherwise, there is what can be that kind of an urgent message somebody is sending. So you are right, Prabhu, good example. Yeah, mailman. He brings several mail, thousands of mails in a day. And each mail might contain different content. Nobody knows. Even he doesn't know. But he's doing the duty. So Krishna is asking to act Arjuna. He's completely negating Arjuna's philosophy. He's saying, who are you? You are not the doer. So Krishna gave 5, he says there are 5 entities involved when you do any action. Devotees, do we all remember this? I think it was in 1813, I believe. Anybody remember this?
The 5 causes, Prabhuji?
Yeah, right. Uh-huh.
Yeah, Prabhu. Yeah.
You want to read this, Mataji?
Yeah, the body or the sthanam, adhishtanam, the body and the doer, which is the soul, and then the senses, and then our endeavor or effort, and the 5th is causes, the super soul.
Very, very good, Mataji. So if you look at this devotees, Krishna is saying, you are just a small portion of doing any action. So he's saying, first of all, you need a body to act. Who is giving the body? Krishna is only giving the body. Karta, meaning there is an Atma sitting inside the body. Just the body cannot do anything. If the Atma leaves the body is almost useless. It cannot perform at all. Now, to also act, the senses, the mind and all our, the gross senses and the subtle senses should also work. Otherwise, you can just be sitting and thinking, I'm going to be doing this. I'll work very hard tomorrow. I'll become a very successful person. Nothing is going to happen because you have not done anything physically or mentally, right? You are just thinking, that's it. One thing, and then he's talking about the effort, chesta. In fact, in Bengali, this word is used very commonly, chesta. Mataji, am I correct?
Yes, Prabhu.
Chesta kochi. Chesta means effort. You have to put an effort, If you don't put an effort, nothing is going to happen again. Now, finally, it has to be sanctioned by the Supreme, Lord, Paramatma. We are the Atma, the Paramatma has to sanction. So any activity we do, it has to have the approval of all these 5 entity components. Now, one question might be asked. So if I am not doing anything, why I am even getting karma? If everything Krishna is going to be doing and Krishna is controlling everything, then why should I be responsible for my action? Very good question. Like the teller or the mailman. Mailman is not doing anything, right? Any thoughts, devotees? What could be an answer for that?
We have desires, right? So
Yeah.
we have desires, and we we uh, we want to fulfill those desires. So they're good desires or bad desires, and they're going to happen. And Krishna uh, will sanction those desires, but then we are morally responsible for what follows by karma.
Absolutely, Prabhu. Perfect. That's what it is. Because some portion of this karana and chesta, we are responsible for it. That is in the form of desire, it happens. So once if there is a desire for material things, immediately karma takes over that. So that is why we suffer. That because of our karma, either we may suffer something immediately or little later, or we may have even some karma from our past life. We don't know. Karma is a very complex subject matter. But all we know is that a devotee understands this very nicely. Devotees, do we also remember chapter 13? Krishna says, Mat Bhakta Etat Vijnana. This realization, this science, my devotees can understand very nicely. A layman will not understand. A layman, you go and tell, he'll be just lamenting. I did so much of hard work. My co-worker got promotion. I'm not getting it. What happened? Why I'm not successful? A devotee will know. I'm not the doer. If I'm not successful, it is because of my maybe some past karma. Or Krishna doesn't want me to be successful this time. We don't know. Even our Srila Prabhupada, he wanted to first begin something like Krishna consciousness in India. And I believe it was in Ujjain. And even everything was chalked out. He had a very good plan. He was about to start. He had a building in mind. But later on, there was certain government regulation and so on. He could not do it. So Srila Prabhupada could have lamented or feel very, no, he did not do that. He said that, Krishna, I'm trying to do something for you. Now, whether I'm able to do or not, only you have to sanction. If Krishna doesn't sanction, that means it could have various reasons. Krishna has got a better plan. That is how the devotee always takes it back. If I'm not, even in spiritual activity, there are so many, devotees, they want to build a temple. Sometimes they may not be able to build a temple. It needs Krishna's sanction for everything. Or I want to participate in a particular program. I want to do certain seva. You may not get that opportunity. But devotees never get, disappointed or dejected. They don't take it personally. They think that, okay, this Krishna is organizer, he's doing everything. He will always work in my best interest. If I'm not going to get an opportunity tonight, I'll get it tomorrow. Maybe he has got better. Always devotees think that Krishna has better plans for us. And as mentioned by our Raghu Prabhu, the desire is the cause of all the problem. Desire brings the attachment, and attachment is again a whole complex outcome, reaction, action, and reaction. It's a vicious cycle. It's never ending. So the entire purpose of this Bhagavad Gita is how we can come out of it. Out of all this thing, the karma, the reaction, how long shall we be doing this? How do we pass over? How do we cross over? That is what is Krishna consciousness. Krishna is asking in 1817 how one can do that. So devotees, any question on this 5 component devotees that we just discussed? Okay. Nick Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Let's see, Kush Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Sairam Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Any comments, Sairam Prabhu? Anand Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam, Alluri Srila Prabhupada.
Any comments on this 5 components, Prabhu?
I will check, Prabhuji. Give me a few minutes.
Okay, no problem. Why not we read this? We can keep on discussing, no problem. Devotees who can read, we'll take about 3 devotees can read. 18, 17.
I can read, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Oh, good.
Hare Krishna, Dandat Pranam, Alluri Srila Prabhupada. Yasya nahan krito bhavo buddhir yasya na lipyate hatva pisa imal lokan nahanti na nibadhyate. Hare Krishna.
Very good, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. That was good reading. 2 more devotees.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Can I read, Prabhuji? Hare Krishna.
Is that Harini Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, you must read.
Yasya nahan krito bhavo buddhir yasya na lipyate hatvapi sa imal lokhan nahanti na nibandhyate. Back to Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Kush Prabhu, you want to try?
Sorry, I'm walking right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
No problem. Sairam Prabhuji, you want to try?
Hare Krishna, Dandat Pranam Prabhuji.
Yeah.
May I try, Prabhuji?
Definitely.
Hare Krishna. Yasya nahan kroto bhavo buddhir yasya na lipyate hatvapi sa imal lokan na hanti na nibadhyate. Hare Krishna, Dandat Pranam Prabhuji.
Good, Prabhuji. Okay, so devotees who can read the synonyms and translation?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I can read.
Please.
Synonyms and translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Yassa, one, whose, na, never, ahankrita, of false ego, bhava, nature, buddhi, intelligence, yassa, one whose, na, never, lipyate, is attached, hatva, killing, api, even, sah, he, iman, this, lokan, world, na, never, hanti, kills, na, never, nibadhate, becomes entangled. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. One who is not motivated by false ego, whose intelligence is not entangled, though he kills men in this world, does not kill, nor is he bound by his actions.
Very nice, Mataji. Good reading. So, devotees, this is what we were talking about just now. For example, the prison example that I was mentioning, the person, the staff at the jail, the prison, he may have to hang somebody to death. That is the justice. He's not just randomly going and attacking people and killing people. He's got nothing. He's not motivated by any personal attachment toward that particular activity. Every day you will get by the superior authorities, you'll get information. And that is a good information in the sense this has been already gone through the justice system. So in Mahabharata also at this moment, this is what is happening. Krishna is saying that now the moment has come for us to take up the justice, to uphold dharma. Dharma is beyond just the normal legal system. It's much, much beyond, much, much deeper. Why? Because the Pandavas have tried their best to compromise everything. They had to go to the forest, live there for 12 years, 13 years, incognito. Then Draupadi was dishonored. They lost the kingdom. After all this thing happened, the Pandavas were very humble. Krishna went to Duryodhana 3 times as a peacemaker, Shantidut. And what was the message? Krishna's message to the Kauravas was that they are Kshatriyas. So they have to have some land so that they can be self-sufficient. They cannot be dependent on another. So just give them 5 small villages to them. Duryodhana straight flat refused it. Adharma. First of all, it is not his kingdom. When the dice game happened, the understanding was that they will go for, in the Vanavas, and then after they come back from the Vanavas, they will be given the kingdom. But he did not honor that. So 3 times Krishna goes as a messenger, and the 3rd time even Duryodhana wants to put Krishna in jail. So when this much of extreme yada yadai dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata, Krishna has already said in chapter 4, Arjuna, whenever the dharma goes down, adharma rises, I shall appear and I will balance it. And of course, paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chaduskritam. Whenever my devotees are in trouble, that time also I will be a protector to all the sadhus. Sadhus means all the devotees. So that particular action, like a cop, some criminal is holding hostages in a building. We might have heard this, we might have seen this. Every day it is happening. The police team, SWAT team, they will go. They will just get into that, wherever the location. And there might be some casualties out of that. But that casualty is required. Why? To protect the danger from the larger scale danger. The criminal might be holding several, weapons. He might be causing a lot more bigger damage. So the government, the police will only wait until certain time. They will negotiate first. That is what exactly all this thing has already happened in Mahabharata. The negotiations, all the thing, in a very, in a compromise, bring even the culprit, the criminal to discussion. The police will first talk to the guy. And they'll see if they can get some reduced sentence so that, you can come out of this hostage situation. But that is what has happened in bad people will never listen. That's another thing. So Krishna is saying here, this whoever acts without false ego and whose intelligence is not entangled. Again, going back to the bank example, like a teller giving the money, but if the teller gets entangled, if the teller starts making deal with the customer, you just withdraw 5,000, but I will make it like 6,000, or you pay 5, some, unethical things, illegal thing, then they are responsible for that. But who is not motivated by false ego, whose intelligence is not entangled, even if he kills, it's not considered as a crime, and he is not bound by his action. Devotees, let us see what Srila Prabhupada is saying. Who can read the purport, devotees?
I can read that.
Okay, please.
In this verse, the Lord informs Arjuna that the desire not to fight arises from false ego. Arjuna thought himself to be the doer of action, but he did not consider the supreme sanction within and without. If one does not know that a super sanction is there, why should he act? But one who knows the instrument of work himself as the worker and the Supreme Lord as the Supreme Sanctioner, is perfect in doing everything. Such a person is never in illusion. Personal activity and responsibility arise from false ego and godlessness, or a lack of Krishna consciousness. Anyone who is acting in Krishna consciousness under the direction of the super soul or supreme personality of Godhead, even through killing, does not kill, nor he ever affected by the reactions of such killing. When a soldier kills under the command of a superior officer, he is not subjected to be judged. But if the soldier kills on his own professional account, then he is certainly judged by a court of law. Thank you.
Very nice, Prabhu. Good reading, Prabhu. Nick, Prabhu, you want to share some of your thoughts on this, some reflection?
Sure. So I just feel like, so me personally, I try and like look at my life and everything like that. So personally, like I'm vegetarian and I try and follow that. But I am a cook, so unfortunately I have to deal with meat and everything. So I did have a little like I kind of felt like bad about it, you know, and I'm like feeling like I want to look for another job, and we've kind of been talking about that the last couple of days anyways. And this kind of just really helps in, you know, letting me feel like it's okay. I'm still providing for my family and everything like that, even though, you know, I'm not consuming it. I'm just doing what I have to for Krishna and my family. And that's pretty much all I got. Thank you.
Very nice, Prabhuji. Thanks for sharing your personal experience. Yeah, it's a very delicate, challenging moment when you have to do something that is not very conducive or favorable in Krishna consciousness, but you are doing it in a selfless way. Now, if you really sincerely pray to Krishna, he will provide you with a good solution, Prabhu. Just whatever humble experience I have, when we really sincerely pray, he will definitely give you a better solution. Let us hope so, you know. Now, the particular thing you mentioned about working, you are a cook and you may have to kill animals or something like that, that itself is a bigger understanding. It's a knowledge, you know. In the present world, there are so many different philosophies. And there are philosophies that consider animals to have a lower soul. They think there is a religion. They follow that human beings have a higher soul and the animals have a lower soul. For Bhagavad Gita, soul is same for everybody, same, intact. Whatever Krishna, it is Krishna's energy in that soul. It's Krishna himself. So there is no difference. My Atma, soul, and your soul, and an animal soul, the soul is the same. The quality might be little, I mean, the activity that the soul does might be different based on the body or the form. Because Krishna says very clearly in chapter 5, Surdam Sarva Bhutanam. I am a friend to every living entity. Every living entity, not just human beings. This philosophy, it's not, I mean, accepted or followed by many other religions. And in some religion, they say animals don't even have a soul. Animals were created only to be consumed or to be hunted. This is their philosophy. But when we go through, read Bhagavad Gita, we come to know, learn much more. You know. But Nick Prabhu, thank you for sharing that, and we'll pray that your situation, Krishna intervenes and he gets a better solution.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Now, who else can share? Anand Prabhu, you want to share something?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
How can we not motivated by false ego?
Prabhu, I have very less knowledge in the Prabhu. But here I can understand, Prabhu, if someone is forced to do some karma, bad karma, will that affect that particular person because he is not motivated to do that karma? He is being forced or he is being ordered by some other person to do that bad karma. So this is what, Prabhuji. So how we see affected with that bad karma, Prabhuji?
See, here is the main philosophy, Prabhu. When we say, I was forced to do a bad karma, somebody might be a killer, he might be having so many people for him to kill other people. That is bad. You should not be in that group at all.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Right?
Yes,
if
Prabhuji.
You have a choice. But that is where, like we were talking about in the previous, slide, Prabhu, we have to put Krishna. Okay, we have to have a sincere desire to come out of the situation. Let's say somebody is doing drug business, right? It's not a good business at all. It's a tamasic thing. It's a criminal activity. It's an unethical activity. It is not conducive for spiritual progress. If somebody is forced to do it, now we don't know what kind of situation will force them. But in today's world, you will see that most people want to do illegal, unethical things for sense gratification. They can make more money by doing illegal drugs or by doing some harm or by stealing something. They think that they can be happy or it can give them much better resource. But you should not, that's not the right thing to do. The right thing would be try to get something different that does not indulge any illegal or unethical thing. Now, in certain places, you are totally out of your choice. You may be forced to do it. That you don't have any control in it. Like, for example, during war time, even now, recently, in so many countries, women and children, they are just kidnapped and they are forced to do so many things. A woman is forced to act in so many different ways. She doesn't want to do it. The question is that, do you want to do it or really, really you don't want to do it? Many times we see that the unethical thing, we ourselves want to do it because it gives us some pleasure, or we want to make money, or we want to make fame.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Right. The politician comes into government, maybe initially in a good way. He says, I want to help everybody. Slowly gets succumbed to the entire system. But that cannot be called as acting without entanglement. They get entangled because of they want the power, they want the money, they want to survive in that entanglement, so they do more and more unethical things. That is not definitely recommended.
Yes, Prabhu.
But here, what is recommended is that in the case of Arjuna, he is the leader. He's the Sena, he's the army chief that can fight this war. And this fight, it's like a cop. He has to go and fight with the criminals. The question is that, can he give some lame excuse or not do that?
No.
Or can he take some money and do something else? Can he go and just harass some innocent people.
Yeah.
He cannot do both.
He cannot do.
Yeah. So Krishna is asking, like a good cop will just go by the justice. What is the right thing, the thing to do? Okay, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Like a doctor, you have to be a doctor when he normally, even doctors also sometimes they may be get entangled with some sense gratification. Can I do more surgery to the or some more treatment to the patient so that my hospital will? In fact, that is what is happening in today's world. All the hospitals, they want to make more and more money. When you go there, they want to make sure that they can earn at least an X amount of dollars from each patient. Or they would tell the doctors, you are spending too much time with a particular patient. We want you to see maybe 100 patients in a day, which is too much. The doctor will not have enough time to cater to each and every patient need. So there are so many things. The sense gratification, attachment is the main thing, Prabhu.
Yes. Yeah. Material attachment. Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. So far, you're not attaching yourself, you're not attached, not
Not
entangled.
entangled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it's okay. But we see that mostly we are all entangled
Yes, Prabhuji.
in one way or the other. But Krishna consciousness will help us to come out of that. We are all aspiring. We are not perfect like many of the senior devotees or our acharyas, the Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj are all given up everything. For them, there is only one goal, Krishna, serve Krishna and serve Krishna devotees. Nothing else.
Yeah.
Raghu Prabhu, any comments?
Yeah. Yeah, so this verse actually is in a way it is solving Arjuna's dilemma. Uh, we saw that in chapter 2, where he had to fight or not to fight, whether he was going to have to kill his relatives or not fight and become a sannyasi, and those are some of his choices. Uh, so now, having gone through the previous verses, we can see that the super soul is the ultimate person who sanctions whatever the desires. So here, Arjuna, uh, he's if he was considering himself to be the doer, and because he thought he was the doer, he's a very skilled bow and arrow artist. So he considered himself the doer, and he was going to be the killer. So that's why he was in such a dilemma. So now it is quite clear that the five actions that we just read, that we talked about, five factors of action, that ultimate authority is the super soul. And so as long as a person is not, doesn't have a false ego, and as you were just saying, has unentangled intelligence, then he'll clearly see that the action that if he's ordered to do it for a dharmic cause, such as the Kurukshetra war, then Krishna is telling him to do it, so he can do it. So in this case, he can kill. So Krishna is telling him to do that. But on the other hand, Prabhupada has given a very nice analogy that, in a war, a soldier kills because he's authorized by his general and so on. So then it's fine. But then if the same soldier goes home and then he murders his neighbor, so then that would be a problem. He's going to get sentenced for that. He's going to get hanged for that. But on the other hand, when the same soldier in the war he kills, he might get a medal for it. So the entirely two different things. It all depends on our, how we associate our false ego or unentangled intelligence and so on. So those are some of the things. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Very good, Prabhu. One thing, devotees, now a question might be asked, then why does crime happen? Somebody is killing somebody of his own personal account, like Srila Prabhupada is saying, right? So he might say, you know what, maybe the Paramatma wants me to kill this person. That is also happening in today's world. Somebody is doing ethnic cleansing. He's saying, God is asking me to do this. God is acting, I'm acting on behalf of God. So it's a very, very delicate situation that, first of all, that is where the dharma comes into picture. Krishnam dharmam sanatanam. If something is not according to the dharma, you should not do. So when Krishna says, whatever you do, yat karoshi yat yasnasi, that does not mean you do anything. You kill all the animals, you kill all human beings, you cause a lot of violence to other people, and then you sacrifice everything to Krishna. Krishna will not accept it. Why? Because it is not according to the dharmic philosophy of Krishna himself. Krishna has already explained there should not be non-violence, you should be very loving to all living entities. So he has given all the qualities of a good human being who are in the mode of goodness and so on. So the person who falsely claims that because I'm doing something, it has already been approved by God, is also a little bit, we got to be very careful on that. It has happened. There used to be a very famous case in this country, Prabhu. Prabhu, I don't know if you remember. What was his name? Some Charles something. He had
Charles Manson.
Something, maybe, yeah. He used to have the swastika on his forehead, and he used to say, the Lord told me to kill all those people. He killed several people, but he took the, he said that I've been told, I've been sanctioned by God to kill.
Yeah.
That's not correct, because God will not ask you to do something that involves violence or cause harm to another entity. So that is why Bhagavad Gita has to be read in proper guidance under proper guru. Very fortunately, we are all able to read Bhagavad Gita because of the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada has made it. That's why he called this Bhagavad Gita as it is. We have to understand what Krishna is exactly saying. That's why Srila Prabhupada's purport is considered very, very important. As important as the verse. Because the same verse has been interpreted in many, many ways. About 10, 12 years ago, devotees in Russia, the Bhagavad Gita as it is was banned. The church, ROC, the Russian Orthodox Church, they put a case. Many devotees went to jail, Russian devotees. Why? What was their allegation? They said that there is a book called Bhagavad Gita. It is asking people to kill. They quoted some of these verses. They said that, it says you can kill people. That's not at all, that's not what Krishna is saying. Krishna is saying you can do that provided you are acting according to the law of the government or the law of God. We have to be very, very careful. Unless it is dharma, we cannot do that. We cannot do anything. So the action is not because the Supreme God is allowing. Now, devotees, why is even God allowing to do certain unethical things or illegal or violent things?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can I say something? Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Actually, Krishna gave everyone free will. So that's why that is a person's choice whether he will do good choice or bad. He will take good choice or he will take the bad choice. So Krishna never interfere with someone's free will, Prabhuji. That's what. That's why sometimes bad things happens.
Very good, Mataji. Yeah, our Atma has got the same quality of Krishna. Very independent, the Atma. Of course, Jivatma is dependent on Paramatma, but it has got that much of free will to do things. Like an example would be, let's say in a city or a state, the citizens are given free will. They might do something wrong, but they are given the free will. They are given the free will to drive the car. They are given the free will to carry some weapons. They're also allowing the thieves to stealing. They're not stopping it. But if you steal, you will get a penalty or you have to go to the jail, whatever it is. That is the same thing. It's all coming from Krishna only. You cannot say citizens cannot do anything, then they are prisoners. If the citizen cannot do anything of their own, they will become prisoners of the state. We are not prisoners of Krishna. Krishna has sent us to this material manifestation to experience all these things come out of it. Go back to our original nature of the pure Atma. What is the pure Atma wants? Serve Krishna, to be at the lotus feet of Krishna. That is what. That is what the state also wants. The state wants every citizen to be a very good citizen and serve the state. But the state, a good state, a democratic state, will always give all freedom to its citizen. Now somebody may ask, hey, somebody is doing violent crime. Why are you not? Yes, it will be stopped. That's why they have the cop. That's why Krishna has created the karma. If you do bad thing, it will come and hit you at some point of time. Any more comments, thought, devotees? Anand Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Anything more, Prabhu? We have 5 more minutes.
Just following your instructions, Prabhuji. Very well explained, Prabhuji. Very well explained.
Yeah, we have to be very careful. There are so many people right now, Prabhu, even
Yes,
in India here, there are so many people who would argue, hey, I'm able to do it. Where is God? I think God is allowing me to do it. That's not so. It's like somebody stealing, somebody doing some illegal thing. They are saying a state is allowing me to do. State is not allowing you to do at all. You will be
Yes,
caught.
Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Same thing, karma. Maybe you are not. Krishna is most effective than any state government. Krishna has got account for anything.
Yes, Prabhuji. And also here, I want to mention one thing, Prabhu. Maybe I am ignorant. Pardon me. But, many people, they don't even, I am not sure if they even spell a word called Krishna or Rama in their lifetime, Prabhu. But they will have all required luxuries in life. They will be leading a happy life, luxurious life, everything. But this question already previously I have asked Prabhuji. The answer I got was, it's all depends upon previous karma. Maybe Krishna had already granted him all that. He had done enough good karmas and he is having that. Prabhuji. So we cannot take in that way also. Prabhu. Some people are very easily, they do bad karmas. Very easily. I had seen many people, Prabhu, in my neighborhood itself. They do it. I feel sorry about ourselves, but what we cannot do, we cannot do anything, right, Prabhu? Only Krishna can help them. Krishna can guide them, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Yeah, that is true, Prabhu. Karma is a very, very complex, very, very intense kind of a process.
It's a big
Karma is
subject.
just not,
Yeah.
it's a very big topic by itself.
Yes, Prabhuji. Correct.
It is not also just one person. A karma can affect millions of people. When a leader takes some action, it is going to affect millions of people.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, yes.
Another thing is that we, as devotees, we have to understand what is success. Somebody living very, very lot of wealth, Is that success?
No. Yes, Prabhuji.
Or somebody is living with lot of fame. They are very famous. Everybody, they admire them. There is a lot of fan base. Is that success? Some people might have a lot of power. Wow, anything you want, go to this person, he'll get it done. These are all okay, but for a devotee, the utmost successful thing is what? Serving Krishna and
Serving
devotees.
Krishna, yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah,
And
that's it.
Vaishnavas, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So for us, that is the most successful thing.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I was this morning very interestingly, there was an article about Ambani's family, how their lifestyle. I was briefly reading. A very rich, I mean, we cannot even understand how that kind of a lifestyle. But I believe he's also a devotee of
Yes, he
Krishna.
will say devotee, Prabhuji. Yes, correct.
He always say Jai Shri Krishna, but we don't know. Those are all personal things. But what I'm saying is that devotees need not get into that kind of a comparison. For us, success means how can I be successful in Krishna consciousness?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes.
Can I advance? Every day, can I advance? Yesterday, I was chanting 4 rounds. Today, can I chant 8 rounds? Or if I'm already chanting 16 rounds, can I improve my quality of chanting?
Yes, Prabhuji.
That is infinite. The quality of chanting, the more and more, love is infinite. You cannot say, I got a max. I will love somebody only so much. No. Krishna is infinite. So the love towards Krishna is also unlimited, limitless. So that is what we are trying to do, Prabhu. Yeah,
Yes, Prabhuji.
materially, if you see, the comparison is again limitless. Maya is also limitless. Like
Yes,
Krishna
Prabhuji.
is limitless. Maya, because how much money will you have? Still, you may not be happy. How much power you will have? Still, you may not be happy. So we'll take one more comment, devotees, then we'll conclude for today. Who want to share the final comment for tonight?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, wonderful explanation, Prabhuji. Especially, we have to be intelligent because Krishna has given us the intelligence. We have to use our intelligence to know which is right and which is not right. We cannot just do, foolishness, right? If there is a, as Raghu Prabhu mentioned, a soldier killing, at the command of a superior officer, even though he is killing, he will get a Paramveer Chakra or, a award actually. But the same soldier, when, he is in a, local civil area, if he kills, he will be put in the prison. So we have to understand who is perfect at the doing everything and not in an illusion. One has to know the instructions and work according to Guru Sadhu Shastra, and then in that way, without false ego, if he does it, then he will be called Krishna conscious. Thank you, Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Very good, Prabhu. Yes, that is why devotees, we are all very fortunate, extremely fortunate that we have this wonderful association. We have this wonderful instruction from Srila Prabhupada, which has been given by Krishna himself. Then we have a wonderful lifestyle, which has been prescribed by, again, Krishna and Srila Prabhupada. So what better can we expect? Everything has been very nicely laid out by our superiors. So that is what, if we can just follow our superior, everything will be good. Devotees, it's almost 9:02. As you all know, every Saturday there is a program at our center in Valley Group. Okay, so please participate if you're in the Tampa area. Nick Prabhu, are you in the Tampa area?
I am. I actually was interested in going, but I do have work that day. So,
Okay.
what time does it normally go till?
Sure, Prabhu. Anytime you can go. Right now, our most of the programs are on Saturdays, but very soon there may be other days also. We all can go and participate. But if you're all free, tomorrow there is a program from 4:30 at the Valrico Center. Okay, so join anytime, devotees. Association is the key thing in our. That is how we can advance, because we individually we might sometime falter, but as collectively we'll all do very good. Sankirtana, Sangha, and Kirtana. So, devotees, with that, we'll conclude for tonight. Have a wonderful Krishna consciousness weekend, and we'll all see you on Monday. Vanchakalpatrubhyascha kripa sindhubhyo
Swami
पावनेभ्यो
Krishna
वैष्णवेभ्यो
Vaishnava.
नमो नमः। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।
Jai.
श्रीदाम प्रभु जी की जय। हरि बोल।
Jai. Thank you, Krishna.